we will see the last two #1 overall picks. Joe Burrow hosting the former Clemson Tiger, Trevor Lawrence. It's the Jaguars in town for a fight against the Bengals, and it's coming your way on Thursday night.
From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at Paul Brown Stadium here in Cincinnati, Ohio. The enthusiasm of this Cincinnati crowd in full effect a moment ago as their Bengals took the field to the delight of this sold-out crowd. And they're all set as they'll match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gooden. To my left, Charles Davis. And Charles, you focus on this Bengal team entering play. They've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jaguars, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And both teams eyeing a really good start to get things going.
In the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. Williams now on the return. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Time to see this Bengals offense here as they get set for their first drive. And under center, of course, is the #1 pick in the 2020 draft, now in year number 2, Joe Burrow.
And I thought in last week's game, he found a way to win like a good pitcher without his best stuff. I mean, he did throw 2 interceptions, offset by 1 touchdown pass. Not the ratio, not the numbers you're really looking for as a QB. But finding a way to win, that's all that really matters.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow dumps it off to Mixon. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's 2nd down. And Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one, because to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well, but that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out, finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them, and we've seen the results of that. This team knows how to work through things.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up, because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Throwing again, it's Burrow. This goes out wide for Mixon. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. And and they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
They'll roll him out right. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the Jags are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. The Jacksonville offense getting ready to begin this first drive. And at the helm, the #1 overall pick back in April, Trevor Lawrence, the rookie out of Clemson.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
And they'll run it. This is James Robinson. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Lawrence with the handoff to Robinson. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big play that time for Jacksonville. Well, we saw Trevor Lawrence take plenty of deep shots in his days at Clemson, and he shows off that cannon of an arm here as a rookie at the NFL level.
Well, one way or the other, you knew they'd have to push the ball downfield on 3rd and long, but I'm not sure the defense was expecting to push it that far downfield. Their math didn't add up, but it certainly did for the offense.
And that throw, wow, 72 yards in the air, according to Next Gen Stats. On 1st down, it's Robinson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. A check-in on the numbers last week for Robinson. 18 carries, 77 yards.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
The Jags with the football to begin the 2nd quarter. We're scoreless after 1. From the 30 on 2nd down, Lawrence. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals are going to take over here up near the 40. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. Now, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
He will find his man Chase complete. Then he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
And this one's incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Burrow. Again, he'll target Boyd, this time successful. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
And he'll take this into the end zone for Bengal TD. Joe Burrow with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are on the board first here tonight. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this. And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that plan any down.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. Over the middle, complete. That's Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And when you draft a rookie quarterback, as the Jags did with Trevor Lawrence, you want a veteran presence for him. And Marvin Jones, he fits the bill. 5 years in Detroit, 10 years overall in the league.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half, as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And this throw incomplete. The defender all over it that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Lawrence will throw. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he will have a Jaguars 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
Well, we've often talked, and rightly so, about how great a story James Robinson was last year. Undrafted as a running back to over 1,000 yards rushing as a rookie.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. 2nd interception for him now here in this 1st half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question, because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. you got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. Here again comes Joe Burrow and the offense for the Bengals. He's got to be feeling pretty good, playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm, throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now, that's exactly what we're seeing.
And we'll see if that continues. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Open man is Uzama. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar in some discomfort down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Now, I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Burrow looking to pass. Got a man open. It's Chase. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And it'll be intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive as they take over with just 17 seconds left before the break. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. It's Logan Wilson there to bring him down. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, Charles, thanks very much. Welcome in, everybody, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's take a look at what we've got on tap as we wrap up the first quarter of the NFL season. We'll start in the early window and begin up in Minneapolis. A tough one for the homestanding Vikings as they'll match up against the Cleveland Browns. Later in the afternoon, a lot of the country will be watching the game at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where it'll be the Packers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And finally, on Monday Night Football, a good one in the AFC West. The Raiders and Chargers live from SoFi Stadium. We continue on with a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Jags. And I can imagine the halftime discussions are about how can we improve the running game. They have not had success so far, and it's reflected on the scoreboard. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play. These two teams making their final adjustments for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back up to Cincinnati and Brandon Gott.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Jaguars with work to do. They trail here as we are back underway on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Rookie Trevor Lawrence of the Jaguar offense ready to take over. Now Lawrence on first down. He'll find his man, Laviska Shenault. How did he stay on his feet? And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. That's going to be caught. It's Shenault. Still going. They can't stop him. Touchdown, Jaguars. Laviska Shenault, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up. Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a quick. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the Jags are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out.
Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose. And the Bengals grab it. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. And that, Charles, you'd have to think a pretty avoidable mistake.
You're exactly right about that, partner, because it all comes down to covering up the football. Look, turnovers are going to happen. They're inevitable. But in a tie game in the 3rd quarter, those turnovers can change the tide of the ball game. And now it's up to their defense to try and bail them out. Got to take care of the rock.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
And Tyler Boyd's one of those guys that seems to fly under the radar, but he finds ways to get open, and he has nice hands. He's averaged right around 80 catches a year his last 3 seasons.
Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. They will throw on first down with Burrow. This is caught. It's Boyd. Touchdown, Bengals. Tyler Boyd, his 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Bengals have taken the lead. McPherson now for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. taken in at the 3. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, pump the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Now he'll escape to his left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be second down. They'll run here with Robinson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on third down. Now Lawrence under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Logan Wilson, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up fourth down. Well, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. So here are the Bengals set to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. He'll hand it off here. This is Mixon. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On 2nd and 12, Burrow. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off around the 41. So now it appears they're going to accept the penalty, which means take away the interception. Also means keep your defense on the field. Don't understand this one bit. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They run. Robinson. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Jesse Bates made the tackle from his safety spot. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Cincinnati. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the fourth. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Every time I see James Robinson make a run, as we just saw there, one word comes to mind for me, and that's determined. Undrafted, out of Illinois State, always doubted, and all he did, finished 6th in the NFL in rushing. What a find he was in 2020. He expects that to continue in 2021. And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide, because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 51 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence taking it in from 24 yards out. And the Jags are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Roses now to add the PAT. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was capped off by Trevor Lawrence taking it in himself. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Williams to return. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Joe Burrow and the Bengals set to go back on offense. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now. So you're not protecting a lead. So you're not playing that way. You've got to go get the lead again. So maybe it loosens him up a little bit and allows him to go ahead and be a little more free in his play.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Drew Sample, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, time.
And this is going to be intercepted. It's Clinton Dix with a pick. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. Oh, there's a nice move by Robinson. And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Trey Hendrickson in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
And what a big 2020 season for the Saints for this 3rd-round pick in 2017 out of Florida Atlantic. Now, he signed with the Bengals back in March, but for New Orleans last year, 13.5 sacks, which tied Aaron Donald for the NFC lead.
He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This for the lead in the final stages. Rosa's kick is good. And they take a 17-14 lead. That also a career-long kick for the veteran, Charles.
Yeah, how about what he just got done there? We always knew he had a big leg, but how about everything coming together perfectly on that one? Great leg swing, and bang that one through.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. So Burrow and the Bengals down 17-14, 2:15 remaining. Their perfect start to the season in jeopardy unless they can score here as they've got it 1st and 10. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 48 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Short gain last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense, they're saying go right ahead with those. To throw, Burrow. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Here's Burrow. And my goodness, another interception. Rayshawn Jenkins picks it off, and he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. They'll run on 1st down. Robinson, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll run again here with Robinson. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. Here's Lawrence. He's going to get this to Austin complete. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Here's Logan Cook now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out, and the Bengals will get the football back.
So a definite surprise there. They try to fake punt, but this time it's going to blow up in their face, CD.
Yeah, it certainly has. And look, I understand what they're trying to do. They're trailing right now, probably trying to generate some momentum. But that felt like one of those go-for-broke type of a plays in a situation where I don't know that they...
And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 12.
And the Jaguars have just about sewn up this football game. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
They begin the drive with Robinson. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. So this will be a win for Jacksonville, and they were really helped by their defense forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of. But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Jacksonville, it'll be a 500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay